Hello, welcome back to the Lisa Horton Crafts channel. My name's Wendy. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make another Christmas card using one of Lisa's beautiful 3D embossing folders. This one is the Snowflakes folder. I'll also be using one of the Snowflakes dies from the large snowflake set. I'll be using a sentiment from the festive banner sentiment stamps and die sets, and I'll also be using one of the slimline inverted scallop frame dies. So this is part 2 of my small series of cards using different things to make beautiful cards. And today I'm going to be using a piece of serviette. Now this is quite a strong serviette, so sometimes you'll get them and they're split and they'll have like 2 or 3 layers. This is a single layer, but it's quite strong. You can see it is a tough piece. So what I've got is a piece of serviette that I've cut. I've cut that to size earlier, and I've also got a piece of 220 GSM card that I will use to adhere the serviette to before I die cut. I've got a standard DL sized card blank, so that's a piece of card that's 210 by 210 millimeters scored in half. That's my DL size card. I've got a piece of silver mirror card that I'll be using, and I've also got a piece of the Euphoria glitter cardstock, and that's what I'll cut my snowflake from. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere my piece of serviette to my piece of card. What I'm going to use for this is just a normal glue stick, nothing fancy. I'm going to adhere it in 2 parts, so I'll start with the top section first. I'm just putting it on some kitchen roll so I don't make a mess with the glue stick. I'll put a nice even coverage of glue at the top of the card, and then I'll smooth the serviette over the top. Doesn't matter if you get any wrinkles because it's going to go through the embossing folder later anyway. I'll then move on and I'll adhere the second part of the card, put some glue down and again smooth it down, making sure it's well adhered. Once I'm happy and I've just smoothed it all out, I'm going to put that to one side. I'm now going to create a frame for the outside of the card. So I'm going to use the slimline inverted scallop die. I'm just going to use the outer frame, and I'm going to cut that from a piece of mirror card which I've already cut to size. I'm just adhering it to the panel with some very low tack adhesive tape, and I'll run that through my die cutting machine off camera. So this is my frame. This is going to go on the outside of the card. I'm now going to cut myself a snowflake using the large snowflake die. I'm going to use the Euphoria glitter cardstock for this, and you can see me here just adhering it down with some very low tack adhesive tape. Once that's done, I shall run that through my die cutting machine off camera. My serviette panel is dry now and it's ready to go through the embossing folder. The first thing I'm going to do is trim off any excess around the edge. I'm just going to use a pair of large scissors to do that. So I'll turn it to the back side and I'll cut round, and it's really easy to trim it to the right size. So there's my panel, and that is going to sit on my base card. So I will have my base card like this, and then the frame is going to sit over the top, so it just needs to be just that little bit bigger. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through my embossing folder. So I'm going to take the Snowflakes embossing folder, and I want the embossed to be raised. Doesn't really matter which way up this goes, and I'm going to put it in this way, like so. And again, I shall run that through my die cutting machine off camera. So here is my panel, and you can see it's beautifully embossed. But what I am going to do is I'm going to add some gilding wax to the top of this, just to enhance. So I just have some silver gilding wax, it's nothing fancy at all. I'm just going to take a small bit of gilding wax and run it over, just to highlight the snowflake design. I'm going to adhere my embossed panel to my DL card now, but before I do that, I'm going to cut a piece of packaging card just to add to the back layer to give it a bit of dimension. You can of course use foam tape if you'd prefer. I like using packaging. I'm just using some liquid silicone glue here and putting plenty of it on. That's going to go onto the debossed back side of the design. Just firming it down, making sure it's well adhered. Then I'll put some more glue on the other side and adhere that to my card. Now I'm going to adhere my snowflake to the panel. It's going to overhang on two of the edges, but that doesn't matter, I'll trim that off later on. I'm just going to use some liquid glue to adhere my snowflake. I think it works really well, especially on the embossed panel that's made of serviette. Make sure that's well adhered. And then once you're happy with that, you can turn the card over. The reverse of the card, and just use some large scissors and just cut off the surplus. And there's my card. My Merry Christmas is going to come here. So I'm going to pop that up onto some card. that's my finished card for today. I hope you like it. And the texture of the serviette is beautiful and it's so different. So there's the one I've just made today, and there's another one just with some different sequins. Thank you for watching today. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss future videos from Lisa Horton Crafts channel. Bye for now.